Hey guys, welcome back to the DM and Friends. I am DM Angelo, and today we're going to talk about XP for gold and why it is an important piece in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. You know, I want you to think about the last time your party, just walked into a room with monsters in it and attacked. No hesitation, no discussion, no other option on the table, right? Now ask yourself why. And why is killing always the first move? Because somewhere along the way, somebody took one rule out of the game. And when that rule went away, so did the reason to think. The Player's Handbook on page 106, the experience points section, right? Here's a rule. And as a rule, it says 1 point of experience will be awarded for 1 gold piece gained by a character, right? And it goes on to say, copper pieces, silver pieces, electro pieces, platinum pieces, jewelry, gems, treasure, all will be converted into gold pieces, right? To a gold piece value, right? So 1 gold piece, 1 experience point, that's the primary XP game, engine for the game. Not kills, even though there is a small amount of XP rewarded for monsters, right? Not encounters cleared, right? Like some versions, you'll get just, party points for, going through rooms, not story beats, gold. Right, and Gary knew some of you guys would argue about this. He preloaded the rebuttal, same page. He says, players, who balk at, equating gold pieces to experience points should, be gently but firmly reminded, that in a game, certain compromises must be made, right? So gently but firmly. Gary had this argument at the table too. He already, he already wrote the answer before, you got there. So what happens actually in the game when you use this as a primary mechanic for XP? Now, and why does it matter so much? Well, because the XP rule isn't just bookkeeping, right? It defines what the game is. And Gary, in the Player's Handbook and the DMG, said it plainly. And in the DMG on page 101, right, he says, as a main purpose of adventuring, right, it's to bring back treasure. Right, and provision, for carrying out, a considerable amount of material must be made, right? So he wrote that into Encumbrance right out the gate, knowing that there would have to be, players would have to think about it, right? Right next to the movement rule tables, he puts this in. The main purpose of adventuring is to bring back treasure. Right? Not to kill everything in the room, not to clear the dungeon, to bring back treasure. That's your primary goal. Because why? It's XP. It's the highest rate of XP that you're going to get, right? Think about what XP for a skeleton is. It's nothing. Think of what XP for an orc is. Nothing. Even an ogre is absolutely nothing, especially when you have a party of players. It gets split right down the middle. Not to kill everything in the room, not to clear the dungeon, right? But to bring back treasure. So let's talk about the cost of combat, here's what this does at the table, if you use this. And I want you to really kind of sit with this, when gold is the XP, right? Combat stops being the point of the game, right? And it starts being the problem, to be honest with you. Every single fight is going to cost you hit points. It's going to cost you spells. It's going to cost you torches. It's going to cost you time, wandering monster checks. Every orc you kill, is overhead. It's overhead on the gold that you came to get, right? So your players start doing something that they never do in a pure kill for XP game, right? They start asking, do we actually need to fight this? All right, and that's the question. That's the one big thing, huge, monstrous change that changes everything. Because once your players are asking the question, they're thinking, right? They're weighing risk against reward. And they're scouting before they charge, right? So they're looking for another way in. They're considering what the monsters really, want, and whether it can be, whether it can be used or not, right? So that kind of play doesn't happen in a, that kind of play doesn't happen in a kill for XP game, right? There's no mechanical incentive at all for it. You kill things, you level up, and so you kill things, and then every room, same answer, right? So gold for XP breaks that loop. The dungeon stops being a series of fights to win and becomes a series of problems to solve. And some of those problems have solutions, right? That don't involve the sword at all. There could be a lot of bartering. There could be, all kinds of different things that happen in the dungeon. Outsmarting the monster. Those kind of things could happen. And when the players start thinking, think about that, DM. So let's talk about the condition that nobody talks about. Now, there's a part in this rule that most people kind of just drop, and it's the part that finishes the job, right? So Dungeon Master Guide, page 85, right here, right in this highlighted section. Yes, I am bending my book. Highlighted section right here. He says that treasure must be physically taken out of the dungeon or lair and turned into a transportable medium or stored in the player's stronghold to be counted for experience points. So physically taken out. Not you just find it and automatically get the XP, right? You need to leave the dungeon with it, right? So think about what that adds also to decision making. The party beats the ogres, right? Or the party outsmarts the ogres, or the party does whatever to the ogres, right? Now you find a locked iron chest, 3 bags of silver, a tapestry worth 200 gold pieces, and a suit of plate of armor on a rack, right? And a wooden coffer with silver necklace inside. Well, you can't carry it all, right? You already slow from your packs. There are wandering monster checks happening because the DM is doing what he's supposed to, right? What do you take? What do you leave? How do you get out? Every one of these choices in the game bring that tension to the game, and none of them involve rolling a hit, right? This is why encumbrance actually matters. Think about it. Do you allow your players to carry, 50,000 gold pieces out of a dungeon in their backpack? I don't. 100%. This is why the party needs sacks and mules and ox and a cart to return their trip, right? Getting in was the fight, right? Getting out with the gold is the real test. So Gary knew, wasn't guessing at this. He knew exactly what genre he was working in. On page 91 of the DMG, page 91, you guys, he says that, can you imagine Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser without, a rich prize to aim for, right? Conan without a powerful, without a pouch full of rare jewels to squander, right? And are not the dragons, are not there dragons with great hoards, right? Tombs with fantastic wealth, and fell guardians, right? Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser, Conan, these aren't murder machines, right? Even though kind of they are. They were clever, read the books. They were clever. They were dangerous professionals who took on, risks for prizes, right? And they fight when they have to. They run when they have to. And, they're always asking whether the score is worth the cost, So that's the player that Gary was trying to produce with this rule. you know, not a fighter that charges into every single room. You know, a character who thinks like a professional. You know, this is their job. You know, gold for XP is a mechanism that teaches this behavior. You know, not by telling players, you know, how to play, but by making clever play the thing that the game actually rewards, right? So here's what happens when you bring back when you put gold for XP back in the game, right? You know, your players stop treating every single encounter like a mandatory fight. You know, they start scouting. They start talking. You know, they start asking what the ogres are, you know, actually want, you know, before they kick the door in. You know, they start parlaying. You know, they look for an other way around. They use you use reaction rolls. You know, you know, they negotiate. They bluff. They set traps. They find different ways in. You know, and when they do fight, you know, they fight smart. And because every hit point spent on the unnecessary battle is a hit point that they don't have on the way out, right? You know, trying to escape and get that XP home. You know, that's better play, and not because I said so, right? You know, but because the incentive structures of the game said so, right? You know, in 1978, you know, on page 106 of the Player's Handbook, check it out, guys. Check it out. The Player's Handbook, right here, 106. The rules that make your players think before they swing. You know, Gary already wrote it. 1 gold piece, 1 experience point. We just have to actually run it that way. Try it on your table, and I guarantee you that is going to change the mindset of your players. Tenkar's Tavern and Greyhawk Grognard both have their own take on this whole XP for, you know, gold for XP, scenario or concept or ruling or whatever we want to call it. And it's dropping today, guys. BX Angle from Tenkar, probably AD&D old school from Greyhawk Grognard. Same question. Links are in the description. And I want to know, do you run gold for XP at your table? You know, put that in the comments, guys. I want to hear your comments on this. I really, really do. And has it changed how your players, you know, approach a room? Tell me, guys. Tell me in the comments. So, you guys, I am DM Angelo. Keep gaming. Take care. Please subscribe to the channel. If you choose to become a member, that is much appreciated. If you're watching on your mobile phone, hype this video. And don't forget, comment, and share with everybody at your table, you guys. All right, guys, take care. Have a good one. Till next time. Bye-bye.